Hi, this is John Wen. Today is June 3rd, 2018, and I will record this video to talk about what I did and learned in past week. And you can see we got a program, and basically this is a program that is to generate a three non-forms formula and then use a brute force strategy to find out the assignment that makes a formula true. And basically it is a 3 SAT problem, and it is adopt the brute force strategy to solve this satisfactory problem. So let's take a look at the code, and I will try my best to explain what I know and I learned in the past week. And maybe I will miss a lot of things, but I think I will make that better in next week. So this code is from Dr. Lu, and on my first trial to compile it, I got an error, and let's try to see. So the error will says here we have in the main entry, and we have a arrow says a formula generator take two variable int and int is undefined. So let's take a look at what this formula generator does. So it has a class named this formula generator.java, and let's scroll up and see actually it has several private instance variable, and include a list of class set. And what we use is a formula generator, and we'll take two variables, and first one is a variable array and named vars, and second one is int. So that's a problem. While we take two int as input, so the compiler is confused and says, oh, maybe you're missing this variable, and this variable is a class, and this class will define this type of value of variables, and it has two private instance variables as var name and var value, and has a function constructor, and will take a var name and assign to the instance variable. And and we see in Java it has a function overloading feature, so it can take several function constructors with different variables or parameters or input, and give out different values. So, and we can see in the following, and we get several methods like set var value and or get var value or get var name. So this is a variable class, and let's go back to the formula generator class. And so we arrive here and we found out we need array, not a integer. So let's go back to the main, and what I do is I try to get an array of the variable type of variables. So I try to do the new variable, and I will set length of it. Let's set as length of 8. And now let's try to compile it again, and we can see some result in the console window. And so let's goes into what's going on after this. And while we get this fg as an instance of formula generator, and we will call the function inside as a generate. So let's see what's the method of this one. So in the generate method, and it will new array list as a class set. So this is what we need to finally put into the formula. And let's see what we will need. And firstly, we will get the number of vars, and the number of vars, and here we will get the var, and by assign the x plus 1 plus I, sorry, the I will be less than number of vars, and it will be a string, and start with x and end with a number that is less than the number of vars. And secondly, we will generate the number of class and randomly, and we can see here we will assign 3 parts and to generate this one. And first one is, sorry, 2 parts. First one is v, and second one is positive, and 2 parameters to generate a new literal. And these 2 parameters will be random, and first one is less than the number of vars, and the second is positive, less than number of 2. And let's take a look at literal, and we are here to initialize an instance of literal, and with 2 parameters. Let's take a look at the literal class here. So in the function constructor, we can see we'll take 2 parameters input, and first one is variable v, and second one is boolean, and is positive. So this will assign to the instance variable here, and it will also have several methods like get var name, get var value, is positive to string, and is satisfied. And in the main method, and it will have to assign to new instance of literal, and to make the variable as x, and make the is positive as true, and then print out it. So let's go back to the formula generator. So we stop here, and we get first literal by getting 2 parameters v1 and is positive 1, and also we repeat these steps, and to get the L2 and L3 as the same as L1. So why we need 3 of them? Because we have to get the final class 3 SAT by getting a new instance of class 3 SAT, and it will take 3 parameters. So let's go back to the class 3 SAT class, and we can see the function constructor, and it will take 3 parameters as we guessed. So in the main method, and it will because we know the literal will take the variable, so we'll have to get the instance of variable first, and so we call the instance of variable from x to v, and then put them as an input parameter, and to generate to instance the literal from L1 to L5. And here we can see we only use the class 3 SAT from L1 to L3, and then we system print out the class 1. So let's go back to formula generator, and here we see we get the class 3 SAT as C as a new instance, and take 3 parameters, and we just saw that class, and then we add them to the class set. This is what we define as array list in the beginning. And finally, we will this formula generate method will return a value, and this value will be a new formula, and with a class it as an input variable. So let's see what is this formula do. And in this class, formula class, we can see we have several instance variables like class it that class at. That is what we will input here, and also the instance formula constructor will take the only class it as an input variable, and to set this variable to the instance variable here. So it also has several methods like toString and like it's satisfied, and also it has a main method, and basically it's quite similar to what we see in the formula generator, and in the class 3 SAT, and it will instance a variable first, and then put the variable as a parameter and to get the literal. And here we will get class 3 SAT instance, and we'll put them all into the class set, and then we'll generate, same as before, we will generate the formula and by using the class set, and then we'll print it out. So I think this value here we see is print out by the formula. So let's go back to the main class. So this is end by here. So it ends the FG generate. That is what we just saw, the method, and then we'll print out F. But let's, as what we see in the beginning, this program will get the function to get the 3NF formula, and then we will use a brute force strategy to find out the assignment that makes the formula true. So we can also see other classes like the brute force solver, and in the brute force solver, and we can see a function constructor, and we'll take a variable array and formula F. So this two is what we generated in before. So I think the later work will be to put this brute force solver together, and to find an assignment that make the formula true. So this class also has several methods like is last state and next state or solve. So, and also in this main method, it will firstly will initialize an instance of formula parser, and formula parser is a class here. So we can take a look at here, and basically it will have several. It will be a function constructor, and will assign few values to the instance variable, and then it has several methods like return existing variable and next char. And next char is something that does not exist in Java, and so we define it ourselves. So basically we'll check while it is not the end of string, and we will check the next one by using the plus position, and otherwise we will return the -1, and we'll also define it, and we will use a lot of this method, and basically we'll check if it is not while it is space, and we'll check the next var and use this method. And also if it's equals to the input int, and will returns true or false because this is a boolean. And yeah, this is what we just saw, parse variable in the brute force solver. So basically we'll pass the variables into this function, and as to check whether is letter or is digit, and we'll get that next chart. Basically we'll check it one by one and see if they're qualified, if they're good. And also we have similar functionality to get the parse literal, and we will use the it to determine and return a new literal parse variable, and also second variable is positive. And also it has few other methods like parse clause and the parse formula and get variables. So so it also have a main method, and it's getting a new formula parser and input as a string as here, and also it will get a formula f. Oh, sorry, a formula f and a variable, and put them together, so we can see it will get the this is formula and with the variables and print out, and we can set that as and we can get that printed, or we can get that the value get var names of each of them. So basically this is brute force solver what we would do, and I believe I must miss a lot of things, and maybe I will keep working on that, and hopefully next version by next week we'll get a better look at this program. And also I think I have to read more materials like the 3NF and SAT, and how this functions in this program. So thank you for your time, and looking forward to see you in the next week. Thank you.